everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Some serious pride on the line in this contest as these two divisional rivals take the field together for the first time this season. Almost a playoff atmosphere surrounding the game between these two bitter opponents. It's the Raiders going up against the Broncos. So let's get you out to Denver for the call of our game. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the picturesque city of Denver, Colorado. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. This one taken from the 7th, and he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. They come up in an offset eye. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder, D. Milliner. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Brandon, when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and talked about how they wanted to begin this game offensively, they talked about their script, didn't they? 10 to 15 plays, the first 10 to 15 they had on their script. Nowhere on the script was there throwing an interception, I have to believe.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Shane Ray in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Carr to throw on second down. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 there. And they're going to face a third down. They don't want to waste this outstanding field position on this opening drive as they come up on third down. Defense sinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Now Carr. And Jeffrey's got it. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Offensive starters here. Marcel Reese, a force to be reckoned with.
We always talk about giving love to offensive linemen. How about the guys that the position's almost extinct? Fullbacks. Marcel Reese can do it all. Can block, can catch, and then after the catch, he can turn it upfield.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
And the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there. It doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers didn't have to fight anyone off, didn't have to knock anyone to the side, didn't have to elude anyone trying to block them. They just saw the play, ran to the ball, and finished things off. And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
On now is the field goal team. Here's the Raiders. We'll try for 3. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Oh, that's offline. He hooked it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. So a bullet dodge there defensively. They surrender excellent field position on the kick return, but it winds up not costing them a thing.
And that's a tough sequence of events from an offensive perspective. The inability to get first downs leads to the field goal try. And the inability to cash that in leads to nothing on the scoreboard.
They go back to the air here after the INT. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And some space here. And he's brought down. The defense came out with a look that they had prepped for all week to attack. They took advantage, got the first down.
And the key words in there, prep for all week. They really studied them, understood their tendencies, knew what they liked to do, and prepared their game plan accordingly. And boy, the payoff was good.
Now let's go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd and 10. And I don't want to say that this offense starts and ends with Demaryius Thomas, but sometimes it starts and ends with Demaryius Thomas.
There's no reason you can't say it if it's the truth. He is the alpha and the omega of the receiving corps.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is incomplete. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
When I watch Khalil Mack play, I just see fury, passion, and incredible athleticism. This guy can flat out play.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion.
Let's go. Philly. Here we go. No. Check. Patriot.
Play clock winding down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. And that makes it 7-zip Oakland. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And there's a flag on the play. And this kick goes out of bounds, and that's obviously why the flag comes out here.
And now you can see the defense greeting the kicker as they go out to play. The starting field position for the offense is excellent, puts a lot more pressure on the defensive guys.
Yeah, and if the kicker thinks he's lonesome, he's really lonesome after a play like this.
Yeah, he better hope that he's lonesome, because whoever's standing next to him is probably on the defensive side, and they're none too happy.
They'll set up a throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning. And then it's about execution. So they put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They run it again with Anderson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
So the run gets them the 1st, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They go play action here on 1st down. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. He displayed a nice little hurdle there before he got taken down after.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And put a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
All right, here we go.
On 2nd down, Anderson. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down.
4 down, 4 down. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit. Detroit.
He'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. The tight end Julius Thomas, the intended target. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the 2nd level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And 2nd and 10. He'll look. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Jihad Ward with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will... Stay right where it is. 1st and 10. Here's Carr backing up. Now he steps away. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They've got a 2nd down at 5 here to start things out. Now Carr, he's going to float this one deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
That's a really fine play there because anytime you see a comeback route, that means you cannot just stay in one spot and make a play on the ball. You've got to move your feet and move with the receiver, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's Marquette King now to kick it for Oakland. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now back to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They send Thomas out to the right by himself. They go play action here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Aldon Smith charging hard for that outside linebacker spot. He gets in to drop him for a loss of 12.
Watch left.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
No, check. Patriot.
On play action, they'll throw. Dancing to his left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one will be down by a member of the kicking team at about the 40-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good kick that time, and he's able to redeem himself from the previous miss.
And fortunately for him, he got the chance to do that not long after missing the first time. Sometimes a whole game goes by, and you don't get that chance at all. So you keep it with you till the next time you take the field.
And coming out now, the Broncos. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But listen, there's something that there may be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 4th down. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. Back to Denver right after this. I guess you don't wear a Super Bowl ring without taking some chances. Gary Kubiak going for it on 4th down. They'll go with a keeper. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
You often hear analysts talk about a quarterback's wingspan, almost like a forward in basketball. But here's where it pays to have a long reach. They find a slight opening and are able to stick the ball forward to pick up first downs.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
3 down. Now let's go. Green, 39. Green, 39. Watch it now, Barney. Watch out. Leopard.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there.
And all the way home for the Broncos score. C.J. Anderson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
No, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll come out in the pistol. On 1st down, Carr. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Shane Ray from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10. Again, we'll see the pistol here. On 2nd down, here's Carr. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And with the play clock running out, Jack Del Rio is going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. Here's Carr. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to wind up and air it out. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39. Mike, 53. 53, Mike.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
All right, now look at 56. Here we go now. 56. Green, 39. No. Check. Patriots.
They'll throw now on the final play. Finding time. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we send you on to Orlando, we hook back up with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. Spinning past him. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for third and 4. Now Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Fielded at the 33. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they're printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now a play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The man who wreaked havoc on the Broncos in Super Bowl 48, Malcolm Smith. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. throw. His throw incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Fielded just inside the 20. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Here's Carr to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Back near his goal line. Here's Carr. Trying to lay one up deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play that time for the Raiders. 61 yards.
So let's go ahead and add to the difficulties of guys trying to cover receivers. They got to deal with speed, shiftiness, all that stuff. But how about when they have height and length and deep downfield? You throw the ball up in the air, that's how they uncover at the end of a route, by being able to go up over the top and make a big catch.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
To throw is Carr. Brought in by Walford, right side. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Going to try and throw on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. You took the words right out of my mouth.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Demaryius Thomas. And Thomas, 76 yards. And the Broncos are in for 6. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
And he almost flirted with disaster there, but it does get into the end zone before going out, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Another pistol look here. Carl try it again on second down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And he goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about it. Keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
So they almost turn it over there. Scary moment. Second down here. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Here's Carr. Under pressure, they got him again. Derek Wolfe in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Back now at the home of the champs here in Denver. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on third down after that sack. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Going for the deep ball. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down. Here's Marquette King now. He's been terrific so far. And And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. First down, he'll drop to throw. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way home for a Bronco score. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. It's a gain of 24 that time. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. On first and 10, here's Carr. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Von Miller in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. So a big sack on second down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for third. Throwing now is Carr. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Von Miller in there to drop him 2 plays in a row, and it'll be 4th down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Carr, got to have this one. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. A gutsy call by Jack Del Rio, but it does not pay off. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Set. Over.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pickup there at 22. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done. After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's caught. It's Thomas. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Their dangerous wide receiver with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.